Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel. Welcome back to the Crosman 2240 XL. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't have special effects. If I have special effects, I don't know how to use them, so I just have to go whoop, 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 like that. What a terribly exciting pistol this is for me. Maybe for you, I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking. You're probably, oh God, not another air pistol one. But anyway, I love air pistols. I love Crosman air pistols, 2240, love them. But I spend too much money on them, as if we're honest with each other, I think many of us do. So in the last video you saw me do on this pistol, I received it, I took it out the box, and I took it apart. I took that off of it. Go away. I took that off of it, the barrel band that goes on the front, because I don't think it needs it, because we've got a steel breech. I struggled to remember the word breech in the last one. I remembered it this time. B-R-E-E-C-H, breech. I took it apart. I put a little bit of bum. So I took it, there was oil inside of it. So I took the oil out of it, lubricated the hammer up a little bit. I changed the very tough hammer spring for a lovely, not hammer spring, trigger spring, for a lovely trigger spring. So the trigger is now, just show this is not cocked, but the trigger is now lovely and light. Still a little notchy, although that's wearing in. I put a couple of drops of sewing machine oil onto the sears, onto the hinges of the sears and the trigger last night. And actually, I'm sorry, that's a little notchy. It was a little notchy yesterday. It's not now. I think that's worked. Top tip, sewing machine oil. But other than that, I haven't touched the trigger. I've not yet tested the power, but because I've had it apart and put it back together, it isn't as it came anyway, but it doesn't matter. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is reducing the power at some point, because all I need to do is make a clean circular hole in paper at 6 yards. That's all I'm going to be doing for now with this gun. So you can get power adjusters, goes on about that. I could make a power adjuster, or I could buy a power adjuster, or I could just have a couple of different hammer springs. And that's probably the easiest thing, because I don't want to be able to adjust. I don't need to adjust the power. I just want to be able to have a lower power, less noise, less CO2. I only have to make a hole in paper, you know, and there's going to be less cocking effort, because this is for after post-surgery, this is for, so the easier it is for me to use, the better. And because the hammer is a moving part, really, this is still a spring air pistol, because there is a spring moving a piston inside of it, and it isn't light, so there is movement there. So I don't know, could I short stroke it? Rather than change the hammer swing, shall I short stroke a 2240? That'd be exciting. I expect somebody's already done it. Anyway, I'm not sure it'd work. But, what am I doing here today? Can anybody remember? Oh, yes, I've had another delivery. And it's here. Ooh, it's got a smiley face. Like me, I've got a smiley face, because I've got something from Amazon. Now, this is addressed to my wife. I'm hoping it's for me. I'm hoping it is what I think's inside of it. She's not actually home at the moment, so it could be something terribly embarrassing. Let's see. Let's see. What have we got? What's in the package? What's in the box? Is there a program? What's in the box? I don't know. Now, it's looking good. It's looking good, because this is about the size I was expecting. I've got new, made in China, and it's an X013Z1ICX. That's all it tells me, although there is a barcode. And if there's anybody barcode aficionados here, I've got thick one, small gap, thin one, medium gap, thin one, large gap, thick one. Thick gap, no, I'm not going to bother with that. You won't know what it is anyway. I'm hoping it is what I think. Let's see. The tension! It's killing me. I've got a plain white box with nothing written on it. I didn't know that was going to happen. That's what I love about these videos. I have no idea what's going to happen. I've got no more idea of what's going to happen in this video than you have. And that's true for just about all of them. Let's see what's inside of them. That's why so many of them are cack. Oh, that looks right. That actually looks what I was after. What it is, this gun on the steel breech, that is the factory standard. Allen key. Steel breech, that is the factory standard, that's where I was. It's an 11mm doverail. Now all of my red dots are do you hear that? It's my shoulder. A weaver rail, so I couldn't fit them on there because they kept falling off like that. So I had to order this part here, and I ordered it from Amazon, and it has arrived, and it is a 11mm to weaver rail adapter, which I'm going to put on here, thus enabling me to fit it with a red dot sight. There we go. Strong like bull. Yes, it offends the Spanish as well. Why not? I'm glad to see not many Americans. You knew I was only joking in that last one. We're jealous. We are jealous. Jealous is the word. So, of all the things you can get, a Crosman stuff. You can just buy Crosman stuff. Being an American company, everywhere has it, and it's cheap as chips. Now, I said I couldn't remember how much this gun was when I bought it from the States, right? So, I checked it out after I made the video. This gun, the base price for this gun in the United States of America is $118. That's about 110 euros, about 100 quid, something like that. And it's awesome. And if we could get them for that price, we'd be very happy people. If we could get them at all, we'd be very happy people. But you don't send your good stuff to us. You keep it all there for strategic reasons, I expect. Now, this is going to go there. I could fit it on the rear one, but it doesn't fit on the rear one, and it looks a bit daft. So I'm going to fit it on the forward one. Here we go with the CDO. Do I put it towards the front, the middle, or in the centre? It's going to have to go in the centre. I'm only going to do it by eye at the moment, but I will be checking it. Don't know what CDO is. It's OCD, but in alphabetical order. Because OCD. Ugh, why put it in that order? Right. Tighten that down. Doesn't need to be very tight because it is an CO2 pistol. Now I'm going to put a red dot sight on it. No, I'm not. I'm going to put a moderator on it first. I showed you a selection of moderators in the last one on this and said, what do you think I should put on here? You said, drum roll please, brrr. Do you remember this? Bit of yoga mat. Always have yoga mat. I mean, stretchy, it's the stretchy yoga. I can't do it with that one. But I'm actually supposed to be doing it as part of my physio before my surgery with that one, you see. But I always have some yoga equipment to hand because obviously my body is a temple. It's full of monkeys. No, it's brilliant for grip, okay? A little piece of this on your workbench. If you get anything tight, this is still, after many times, not many times, but I've taken it on and off a few times, still ridiculously tight. When I first got it, I thought, that's not going to come off there. And I was on the video, I thought, that's not going to come off. But it did. We decided in the last video, after the last video, that the moderator we were going to fit was, drum roll please, we've done this bit, haven't we? The Aim Sport Rimfire 2.2. Now, this is a lovely moderator. It's short. Look at that. It's matte. Matte. It's got a silver piece there. And at the front, look at all those holes. It looks like it's a helicopter rocket firer or something. Rocket launcher. It's a very exciting moderator to behold. It's also not very good. I've got a couple of these. I've got lots of moderators for different calibers. This one's a rimfire moderator. I've got a couple of them. One of them I inherited from somewhere, and one of them I actually bought with my own money because it looked awesome. They're not very good. With a 2.2 subsonic, which is obviously the sweet spot for a rimfire moderator, is a 2.2 subsonic round. You don't get the hypersonic crack. It's a small powder charge, so it should be virtually silent with a decent moderator. And it is. Not this one though. This one not so good for actually reducing the noise. In fact, it's the worst performing moderator I have. I've checked them all with my iPhone app noisometer, probably a decibel meter actually, isn't it? Decibel meter, and this doesn't perform well, but boy it looks cool. Because it's only a CO2 pistol, not a rimfire, it doesn't really matter that the performance isn't that good. What it's for is to add forward weight, because what we want when we're doing target shooting, precision shooting, is steadiness, and weight is good for steadiness. Have it further out, the gun's going to wobble less. You get fatigued faster, but it will wobble less. So that's on there, and I think that looks pretty darn nifty. Nifty, there's a word I haven't used for many years. So what red dot shall I put on this? Now, I have many red dots. Virtually all of them are Hawk red dots, like this one here. These are the Hawk Reflex Dot. They're about 150 quid, which is, to me, a budget red dot. That is because most of mine live on centre fires. Okay, so it's not the same as a 15 quid Chinese holographic red dot. Now, I'm not saying these aren't made in China, because I expect, with all honesty, they are. Most things are. But they're designed to withstand shock. This one has a 3 MOA dot. That's minutes of angle. I said in a previous video, I said moment of angle. I don't know, I was having a funny moment, but it's not. It's a minute of angle. 3 MOA. Which means at 100 meters, the red dot covers an area, the width, a circle with the diameter of 3 inches. So 3 MOA at 100 yards, 3 inches. So that's quite precise for a red dot. Usually we use these on, well, this one was actually on my wife's Glock, and I've nicked it off of there. Because at 25 meters, 3 MOA with a Glock, you're never going to achieve that anyway, so it's absolutely fine. This one has auto dimming, so when I turn it on like that, if I look over the, oh, where's the dot gone? There you are. If I look over into the dark side of the moon, no, of the basement, I've got a very, very dim dot. But if I bring it up here and shine it like that on the lights or the well lit bits around there, it brightens automatically, which is groovy, and that's what's going on here. The advantage with these ones is you can have them on a weaver base like this one. It's 2 screws there and locating lug, so you can have it on a weaver base, so it can go from gun to gun to gun to gun, or you can take the base off. And this is my wife's, what is this? Is this a Brown? Yeah, Browning Buckmark. It's just a 2.2, but we got an outer impact plate for the top of it, which replaced the standard plate with the iron sights with this plate here, and then you take the adapter off the bottom of your scope and it just bolts directly onto there, getting it lower down to the bore of the gun. It's a pistol, I don't see the point, but there you go. So that's the Hawk Reflex Dot. They are a very good red dot. If you're looking to buy red dots to last you, I would thoroughly recommend them. I've had some of these for many years now, and they just go from gun to gun to gun. They just don't need replacing. I've had lots of the holographic 15 quid ones as well. They're great. They don't last forever, and sometimes they're not all that good. The other option I had was this one, which is a Gecko red dot. Now this one has got a 2 MOA dot. This is very, very precise for a red dot. 2 MOA, minute of action. Do you know, it was moment before, and now I've forgotten the word for the A. It's a minute of something. Anyway, accuracy, angle. Jeez, what am I like? Minute of angle. 2 MOA, which means at 100 yards, the dot only covers 2 inches, which is incredible. Incredible. Difficult to say. The reason I'm not putting that one on there, because I had been thinking of putting that one on there, but the reason I'm not putting on that one on there is the battery's gone flat and it's a weird size and I don't have any. So rather than go out and get batteries, I'm doing this today. So that's it. That's it. We're getting on with it. we're getting on with this. So here is my red dot, and I'm going to put him atop my Crosman 2240 XL. There we go. Now that's quite lumpy and cumbersome, but it is for use on targets, not for anything else. So I don't need to be able to put it in my pocket. I don't need to be able to get it into a small space. In fact, that's not bad, and it does raise it up above the moderator there. So I suppose it's time to check the power. I have put a CO2 into this. In fact, I've put a CO2 into this and probably shot 20 or 30 shots with it. Not at anything in particular, because I had no way of sighting it. I was just excitable, and that's what happens when I get excitable. I start shooting stuff. So I'm going to run one across the chrono, just for interest, really. 14.5 grain. That'll be a super dome. Super dome. Safety glasses. Shooting at my backstop, because the thing is, with these being a lower velocity, a lot of them tend to bounce back off of the backstop. So safety first. I've got the backstop angled, so it should, if it rebounds, rebound off that way. There, and there we go. There we are. That is 380 feet a second, which isn't bad considering I'm in the basement, it's cold, and I've already shot a number of shots off with this one. So what I need to do now is zero it. And the way I'm going to zero this, the way I zero things like this, is I'm going to put it into my workbench over there. I've got like a Black & Decker type workbench. I'm going to put the gun into the workbench, and then I'm going to zero the dot on the center of my target at 6 yards, which is the range I want it, want it to be zeroed at. And then I'm going to fire 3 shots, each time making sure the dot is exactly on the center of my target, and that should give me a nice small 3-shot group, which is enough for this purpose. Then what I'm going to do is, making sure that the gun doesn't move and the workbench doesn't move, I'm going to adjust gently with a screwdriver the dot until it comes down to meet the center of that group. Then I'm going to repeat it, and by the second time I've done that, 6 shots in, it should be zeroed. I may do a video on that, but I'm not doing a video on that today because I don't have the lighting set up for it, and it's probably a job that's best for outside. So here we are. This is my Crosman so far, ready to start using, which is impressive. I really like it. I haven't put any shots onto paper with it yet, so we'll have to see how that works, what kind of accuracy we're getting to. But I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing the shooting of it in another video, but it is now ready to go. Please like, subscribe, hit notifications. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.